Chances are high that you, who watches this video, has a personal computer or at least access to one. Even if you watch this video on your smartphone, you will spend probably a lot of time working on or playing on a computer. And you probably had the experience that your computer was not able to handle the workload you want to, because calculations were running slow or a game was running on only 3 frames per second. The computers we discuss in this video would not have the same issues, but they cost that much and can be used for such important tasks that it would be a shame to run games on it. Today we talk about supercomputers. Today's supercomputers are complexes which fill up large buildings. They cost sometimes more than $1 billion and consume electricity that could power multiple households. There are even concepts how to use the heat that such a computer produces to keep, for example, greenhouses or other facilities warm. These dimensions are enormous, and there are already a lot of supercomputers out there. 2 times a year, a list of top 500 supercomputers worldwide is published at the Supercomputer conference. Even the last one on the list has a power consumption of 546 kilowatt. This is the equivalent of about 800 family households. But before we talk about a specific supercomputer, we need to figure out how to measure how powerful a supercomputer is. To do that, the energy consumption is a good indicator, but we have to include the efficiency. A blast furnace needs a lot of energy, but it's a terrible supercomputer. So we need to think about what a supercomputer should do, and this is calculating. If we have a complex mathematical problem, we can see which time each computer takes to solve it, and we know which one is the best. The only problem is to find a mathematical problem that is complicated enough to keep machines running for more than a few milliseconds. And these special standardized problems are called benchmarks. Some of you may know this term from the comparison of smartphone, but trust me, this test is much harder. The result of this test is a score, and its unit is flops, or floating point operations per second. In a simplified version, this score shows how much simple operations, like multiplication or addition, can be carried out in 1 second. If you can't solve this one in the time that it was displayed, I'm sorry, your brain's calculating power is below 1 flop. But don't worry, I'm pretty sure you're not the only one. But supercomputers reach scores far beyond that, and are in the range of petaflops. To visualize the dimension of Peter, which is 10 times 15, imagine a piece of paper with a thickness of 0.1 mm. If you add up 10 times 15 of these, you will get a 10 times 8 kilometer tower. For comparison, this is 2/3 of the distance between us and the Sun. So yeah, we're talking about some pretty large numbers. The Oscar of a supercomputer is to be mentioned on the top 500 list. Currently there are computers from 30 countries on this list, and the country with by far the most ones is China with 226. After that there are the United States and Japan with 113 and 29 respectively. But we are here to see the largest one, so let's start with number 3. At 3rd place we have the Sierra or ATS-2, which was built for the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. It has a calculation capacity of 94.6 petaflops, includes over 1.5 million cores, and is in service for the National Nuclear Security Administration. It is primarily used for predictive applications in nuclear stockpile stewardship, helping to assure the safety, reliability, and effectiveness of the United States nuclear weapons. At 2nd place, we have the Summit supercomputer. It is basically the younger brother of the Sierra system because they use the same technology. But this one is even more powerful, with roughly 1 million more cores and about 150 petaflops capacity. Like Sierra, it is manufactured by IBM, but it is not used for military purposes. It provides scientists and researchers the opportunity to solve complex tasks in the fields of energy, artificial intelligence, human health and other research areas. And finally, we got the current top of the supercomputers, the Fugate A64FX. It is located in Japan and nearly triples even the stats of the Summit system in key areas like cores, calculation power and energy consumption. The crown jewel of a computer was manufactured by Fujitsu and cost about $1 billion. The purpose is pretty much like the purpose of the Summit system, and even if the experiments will be used to improve human life, the large investment in such a computer was highly controversial. Supercomputers are expensive and need an enormous amount of energy to operate. Justify experiments this price tag? I think the answer is yes. Supercomputers have been used in earthquake simulation, extreme weather simulation, AI, material science, genomics and healthcare. These topics are important for the life of thousands of people, and technology can save a lot of these lives if it can predict natural disasters or can be used for an early diagnosis of cancer. Even the Summit system does an important job by predicting the reliability of nuclear warheads. The number of possible cases where supercomputers are useful increases fast, and I'm sure that we just started to explore their potential.